Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm super excited to start filming again. I've had quite a few weeks off. I've just been super busy, been working on a couple of things, so I haven't really had a chance to get filming, but I'm back and I'm going to be filming a couple of times a week as always. I'm also back on Snapchat, Abby Clayton MUA, so please go and follow me on there. But today I decided, I actually really want to do a rose gold sparkly glitter smoky eye, but I literally looked everywhere and I could not find any rose gold glitter anywhere apart from online, and then I'd have to wait for shipping and it's far too stressful. So instead I opted for this green glitter and I'm absolutely in love. So I used a lime green and a dark green glitter and I just mixed them together and did a bit of like an ombre style eye, but I'm absolutely thrilled with how this came out. I really love it. I think it's really great for the Christmas parties or New Year's Eve, or if you're just fancying a bit of a night out with a bit of glitter. Because this time of year everybody wants glitter and it's just the best thing ever. So I'm going to keep on the hunt for rose gold glitter, so hopefully that will be coming soon. But I'm also thinking to do an all black glitter, so give me a thumbs up if you would like to see that. Also, don't forget to follow me on Snapchat, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. I'm all over. I will link all those down below, so please go and check me out on there. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and give me a thumbs up. So yeah, if you'd like to see how to get this sparkly green glitter smoky eye, then please keep watching. Okay, to start off this look, I'm going to push all of my hair back. I've got a fringe that's not long, but it's not short, but it does not look good in videos, which is why I always wear a headband. And I'm also starting off with a little bit of product on my brows and on my lips. So to start off with, we're going to go straight into the eyes. I'm using my highlighter by Estee Lauder. This is just really nice to prime your eyes with, and I always blend it out with the Beauty Blender just so it gives a thin layer. You never want to apply loads of primer because that can make it crease. I also like to powder it just to take that tacky edge off. So we're going to start off with Peach Smoothie by Makeup Geek, and this is going to go straight through our crease and also blend it right up to the brow. I'm using the Ray Morris Deluxe Point Shader Brush for this, and this is just really nice and big and fluffy that really gives you a soft blend. I'm then going in with Quarry by MAC and doing the exact same thing again. So I'm overlapping the Peach Smoothie, blending it all the way up to my brow and then underneath. We're now going to go in with Camel by Bobbi Brown and a slightly smaller blending brush. This is going to go all the way through the crease again, but it's not going to go as high up this time. We're only going to go kind of halfway up to the brow. This is going to be a really nice warming shade to complement the green when we get there further on. I also like to pop this under my lower lashes just because it helps to blend the lower lashes at the end. So now I'm going in with a smaller brush, which is the Ray Morris Detail Point Shader Brush and Cocoa Bear by Makeup Geek, and this is going all the way through the crease, but this time it's only being blended up in the inner and outer edge. This is going to create a really nice halo effect and just help to really bring the shape alive. So we're going to leave the shadow for now and work on the lid. I'm using a cream eyeshadow. This is in a stick form, but you can use any cream eyeshadow you want, and I'm using it in like a teal greeny blue shade, and I'm just going to blend that out with a fluffy brush. I'm using a synthetic brush just because that works best with cream shadows. It helps just move it around and the shadow doesn't get stuck in the bristles like it can do with real hair. So any synthetic brush will work. We're now going to go on with the wing shape. So I'm going to pop a little bit of tape from the lower lashes right up to the corner of the brow. So you're doing like a diagonal shape, and that's going to give you the perfect wing for your eye shape. And I'm then using that same Detail Point Shader Brush by Ray Morris, but this time with a darker brown. I'm using Handwritten by MAC, and then going in with a matte brown. This is actually an eyebrow product, but it's really great for eyeshadows, and we're blending that directly through the crease and onto the lid, just on the outer quarter of the lid. We're not blending this up at all, we're taking it just straight through the crease and on the outer edge. We're now going to pat on our glitter glue, so you can use glitter glue or you can use whatever base you like, and I'm going in with this gorgeous lime green glitter. I prefer to put this on with my finger. I found that that worked best. Brushes tend to lose a lot of fallout and glitter ends up everywhere, so I'm just popping a bit on my finger and really pressing it onto my lid. I'm starting on the inner corner and I'm actually overlapping my tear duct. Be careful to not get this in your eye, but any that falls down on your face is absolutely fine because it does clear up, believe it or not, although glitter does tend to be around forever afterwards. But I'm just building that on. When you feel like you've got complete coverage, put on a little bit more just to make sure, because there's nothing worse than seeing gaps in the glitter. I'm now mixing that lime green glitter to a slightly darker glitter and blending that in the middle of the eye. This is going to give us a nice transition into this darker shade that we're patting on now. So this is another green glitter, but it's just a little bit darker, and I'm really pressing this on and building it up. Don't be scared to go above your crease, because wherever there's not glitter glue, it will not stick. So just pop it on there, and you can literally, as you can see, I'm just flicking it off that's gone through the crease, and it comes off super easy. You're better off having it too much and being able to clean it up afterwards than not applying enough and then having funny patches. So I'm now going in with my liner. This point our tape is still on, so you get a super quick, super sharp line. Do whatever liner suits your eye shape. If you want to do thin liner, thick liner, big liner, short liner, whatever you like. I've personally gone for kind of like a medium thickish liner. I like to tape mine off quite thin in the inner corner. That's just what I prefer, what I feel like suits my eye shape the best, but you do whatever works for you. And you will need to apply quite a few layers of this because the glitter will get mixed in. So then we're going to take off that tape and we're left with our gorgeous winged eyes. So I'm now using those exact same colours again that we used to our crease, but doing the same pattern but underneath our lower lashes. So going in with all those shades, so you've got Cocoa Bear, Handwritten and that dark brown, and blending it right under the lower lashes. And now I'm going to throw on some false lashes. I'm using the Ardell 117s, but you can use whatever lashes are your favourite. I just really like how these look, and they've got a slight wing to them, which is great. Now our eyes are done, I'm going to blend in my primer. I like to use my beauty blender for this, just so you get, again, a nice thin layer. Applying this all over, and then I'm using my Chanel highlighting base, and I'm going to pop this under my eyes, along my forehead, nose, top lip and chin, all the areas where you'd normally highlight. I just like the luminosity this gives, and it gives a really nice glow to the skin. So later on, when all the layers are built up, it's not going to look heavy and cakey. Again, blend it in with your beauty blender. It just gives a nice, even, thin layer. So for foundation, I'm going to use a cream-based foundation. This is the Mayron Celebre Pro HD. I always get the name wrong, but it's the one that I always use. And I'm using my Chanel foundation brush. This brush is amazing for applying foundation. Although it's flat, it's quite thick, so you can get a really good blend with it, and you can really sculpt out your brows and blend it into your hairline. So I build up as much product as I want for this, and then again, back to the trusted beauty blender and start to blend it all in. Make sure you blend it down your neck as well. You don't want to be a different colour to your body. So blend it down your neck, and also just really press it in. If you've got big pores, press it in even more in those areas, and it will start to fill out the pores. So for concealer, I always like to use my fingers for concealer. I just find it's the easiest way and gets a really nice blend. I'm just applying it under my eyes and then blending the excess out with the brush. You can do whatever shape. I'm not really highlighting as such. Just blending it in to cover any dark circles. Then I'm going back in with that Estee Lauder highlighting pen and all those areas where we did before, so under our eyes, our nose and our lip, I'm going to highlight. So I like to, again, press this in with my finger. This just helps to really build up the coverage. And it does take a little bit of time, but just press gently into your skin, let the coverage build up, and then once you're happy, go over with your beauty blender and make sure that there's no excess product or cakiness. So now we are going to do the baking method. I'm using my tiny mini beauty blender for this, and I'm using just a loose powder. The one I'm using at the minute is actually very old, and I don't believe they do it anymore. It's the Clinique Light Powder or something like that. It's got a slight shimmer to it, which actually I really like for under my eyes. It just doesn't look as dry. And I'm just patting that on, giving quite a lot of coverage to that, and just going to let that set while I set the rest of my face. So for the rest of my face, I'm using my Chanel blush brush and the Chanel, I think it's the Vitalumia powder, or the Aqua, it's one of the powders anyway, one of the Chanel powders, and I'm just patting this on. Once that is completely set, and I know all my face is set, I like to leave it for quite a few minutes. I'm going in with the rounded blush brush by Makeup Geek, and I'm going to dust off all that excess powder from under my eyes. If you want an ultra highlighted under eye, leave it on while you bronze and everything else. The longer that the powder stays on, the brighter your under eyes are going to be. So I'm now just going in with my big Tom Ford fluffy brush. This is the 05 brush, and just apply my bronzer down my cheekbones, across my forehead and under my jaw. I'm not really going for a sculpted look this time. I'm kind of letting the eyes do all the talking, so I just like to blend in all my bronzer, make sure it goes into your hairline and just all nicely blended. Also, don't forget to go down your neck and also do your collarbone if it's showing, or your arms, shoulders, anywhere where it's showing. Last up, we're going to apply some blusher, just using the NARS Kabuki brush. This is Orgasm by NARS. And then we're going to highlight. I'm using Mary Luminizer by The Balm, and it's the Deluxe Kabuki brush by Ray Morris. This is my favourite brush for everything. Highlighter, foundation, blusher, bronzer. It's just the best brush quite possibly in the world. I just love it. So I'm blending that in all the areas we've already highlighted to give my skin a really nice glow. Oh, I also forgot to mention that by this point I've also filled in my brows a little bit more. Felt like they needed a little bit more oomph to them because they got a bit lost. And now I'm just applying Tarte Cosmetics Lights Camera Lashes Mascara. Just put a thin layer on your lashes, and that way you can reuse them. So for our lips, for the final touches, I'm going in with Hover by MAC. I like to cover the whole of my lip in this lip liner. It's just my nice everyday lip liner, but I also like to wear it for evening time as well, because you can make it that little bit darker. Fill in your whole lips and then just line them a little bit extra. A good tip, if you're wanting that full lip, just go straight across your cupid bow instead of defining it, and that's going to give you that full Angelina style lip. So that is the final look. I hope you really enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to comment and subscribe to my channel. And until next time guys, I'll see you soon.